go through them. I'm going to have a video too, so if you want to look at it later, you could. Look at the first number 2, because this worksheet didn't really get numbered super well. So this is really 1 and 3. All right. Do you see how we want to get x alone? What is with the x though? 10. So we want to get rid of that 10. Right now, the first thing I think about is how are they interacting? They're being multiplied to each other because they're right next to each other. Yeah, so we're going to divide both sides by 10. So when I divide by 10, this cancels. And x is now alone. X is by itself. Yeah, it's going to equal y over 10. So remember, gone are the days where we got kind of those nice answers of like x equals 5, right? Those were the good old days. You didn't know you were living in the good old days, but you were. And now we've got formulas. All right, this one's not terrible, but it's a little confusing. We want to get m alone. Do you see how the 2n is being subtracted? How can I remove a subtraction? Add it, yeah. Always think, what's the opposite? What's the opposite? So this will cancel. M equals, and on the other side I have 9 plus 2n. You could also have 2n plus 9. You could have the 2n and the 9 flip-flopped, and that would be okay too. All right, so the problem that's really number 3. We want to get the s alone. Sometimes I like highlighting it or drawing an arrow toward it so I know, okay, this is the one I'm trying to isolate or get by itself. The first thing I always try to get rid of is anything being added or subtracted. Yeah, so let's subtract away the r. The r is being added. We're going to do the opposite. So I get 3s equals 22 minus r. Yeah, so now we want to divide 3 because notice the s still isn't all by its lonesome. I kind of think about it like when I'm having one of those loner days where I'm like, I would just like it to be quiet and I would like to be by myself for a minute, please. And, yep, so the s just wants to be by itself for a moment in time. And so we've got to remove everything else so it can have its alone moment. So s equals 22 minus r over 3. That'd be my final answer. 4 is actually a little bit easier because it's only one step. If I want to get a alone, what's the one thing I have to do? Yeah, let's just multiply the 8 away. So it's being divided by 8, and again, your brain should think.
So it would be A equals 8B.
8b, correct. All right, next one. Look for your B. That's the one that wants to have its alone moment. And remember, anything being added or subtracted, I kind of go after first. How could I get rid of this plus 5x? Let's subtract it away from both sides. So I get y minus 5x on this side. Here they cancel, because if you have something and then you subtract it from itself, it's gone. Equals 2b. Again, 2b would like to be alone. Just have a moment to itself. Is it alone? No, it doesn't have a moment to itself because who's right next to it? Who's right next to b?
5x.
No, 5x is on the other side. We're actually okay with that. Yeah, it's the 2 that's problematic.
2 divided by y.
Yes, let's divide away the 2. So again, the 2 is being multiplied if it's right next to it.
So b equals y minus 5x over 2.
Correct. Y minus 5x over 2.
Is it fine if I put it left it?
If you had negative 5x plus y, that'd be fine.
No, I meant, is it fine if I had it, y minus
Yeah.
5x over
Yes.
2 equals b?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. All right, number 6, we want to get x alone. Again, I always deal with what's being added or subtracted first. So I'm going to deal with this minus y. How can I get rid of a minus y? Yep, let's add the y away. So these cancel. All I have left on this side is x divided by 4. On this side, I have a plus y. Or you could have y plus a. It doesn't matter what order you write those in. Okay, how do we know to multiply by 4? What told you? Yeah. So x wants to be alone. It's being divided by 4, so we think what's the opposite? It'd be multiply. Now, this is a problem where you have to put a parenthesis. How do you know that? When there's more than one thing, you've got to put a parenthesis. Yes. So those 4's cancel. X equals 4a plus 4y, because that 4 has to get multiplied to everything. So you can't pick and choose what it gets multiplied to. It has to go to everybody. All right, now the last two are the two problems where we're going to do multiple things at once. So we're really going to kind of manage our time well. And, okay, but hold please. So, so we can divide by more than one thing is basically what we're getting at here. So I want to solve for y. Do you see how all 3 of these things are being multiplied? Okay, so I'm going to divide away the 7 and the x in one step. It's time efficient, and also it takes away the fact that if I did it in 2 separate steps, I would end up with kind of a crazy fraction where I have 3 tiers. Like I would have something I'd have something up above, and then I'd have a second thing, and then I'd even have a 3rd level. So sometimes it's better for different reasons, multiple reasons, to divide 2 things away at once. And this is how your problems are going to be set up tomorrow. This looks very similar to the quiz. Like I did a double take when I looked at the review. I was like, am I giving them the review? I don't know if I told you guys this story. I wasn't paying attention the other day when I was giving the review to my Career Center friends who were leaving for Algebra 2. And I like willfully gave them the quiz instead of the quiz review. It was something.
So you just left them with the quiz instead?
Yeah, we had to switch, and they did the review as the quiz and the quiz. Anyways, it was fine, but I had to do a double take today too because I was like, wait a second, they look similar. My point is, make sure you have as much written as you can, because remember, you can use these notes on the quiz, right? And if it looks super similar, it's going to be good to have this sitting next to you, so you can look at it and say, what did I do for 7 on the review? I've got to do something similar on the quiz. Okay? That's my point behind that story. All right, we want to solve for A for the next one. Do you see how A is being divided by all this business down here? We can get rid of all of that in one step. Again, it's more time efficient and it helps us just do it all at once. Yeah, we can multiply by the 5, the B, and the C all at once. Yeah, so we've got to do it to the other side too. So again, remember, an equation is like a balance. If you're doing something to one side, you have to do it to the other as well. So the 5's cancel, the B's cancel, the C's cancel, and I'm just left with A. So A gets its moment alone. Yeah. So over here we have 5, and then again we like to go in alphabetical order. So B would come first, then C, then D. If you have them in a different order, am I going to mark it wrong? No, that's not the hill I die on. Okay? But we would like them in alphabetical order. And typically, as you move through math, that's what you're going to continue to see. Okay?
I have a question for you. Did you get a decimal?
I did get a decimal.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Okay. We've got a formula. It's that one we've been using a bunch. Distance equals rate times time. And we want to solve for T.
So divide R.
Yeah, so we're going to divide away the R.
D over R equals T.
Yeah, so D over R equals T, Or you could have it flip-flopped. You could have t equals d over r. Either of these would be fine answers. So the first step I need to do is get t alone by dividing away the r. And then the second part's going to ask me a question. So now I'm actually going to have to plug in some numbers and figure some stuff out here.
220 over 60.
Okay, hold on. Let's process it together. We've got 220 miles that we're traveling total. So let's look and see where we can plug that in. Is 220 the time?
No.
Is it the distance?
Yes.
Yes. So do you see how 220 is the distance? So I'm going to plug that in where the letter D was.
It says rate right before it.
And then it says rate, so we have to plug that in for the R. So that has to get plugged in. And remember, it was set equal to T. So we're going to be able to find T pretty easily. What do I have to do with those two numbers?
5.
Yeah. And I got, did you get 3.6 repeating when you divided? So let me show you what it looks like, just so you know. So on my calculator, when I did 220 divided by 60, I got this. And remember, we put a cap over it to show it repeats. Now, we want to put our unit of measure. It says how much time. What were we working in terms of time? Read back through your problem. What was our unit of measure for time? Is miles a unit of measure for time? It's hour, yeah. So it'll just be hour. So it's asking just for time. So it's just the hours. And I will look for a unit of measure tomorrow. So make sure you have something that makes sense. Okay, so distance for this one, let me write this off to the side. Distance would be miles. That would be my rate of measure. The time is measured in hours. And what is my rate measured in? That's the confusing one. Miles per hour. And tomorrow's will be the same. So you need to have your unit of measure. So this right here, these are my units of measure. So you have to tell us that. Because if I told you to go walk 5 miles, you'd feel very differently about that than if I said walk 5 feet, right? Would you be willing to go walk 5 miles for me right now?
No.
No. There'd have to be a good reward at the end, right? Like you get an A and you don't have to do any work the rest of the semester. If I had you walk 5 feet, would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Probably. So again, units of measure are important. They tell us a lot. So I would add this onto your paper as well. Okay, leave your stuff out for a second. I'm going to come check it, and then you can put it away. So we're done just a little.